Hey guys, it's Nemo. We're just going to take a quick look at what popped up on the Dev Diary on the World of Warships Facebook page. And it's another, yes, another Tier 8 Premium Destroyer. This time it's French, the Terrible. I probably butchered the pronunciation of that, so I'm just going to call it the Terrible. Now, when we talk about the Terrible in English, we talk about something that is bad, horrible, something not so good. The meaning of the terrible for this ship is the scary, the feared, that sort of terrible. So let's hope she's not terrible in game. But all the stats here, remember, stats before upgrade crews and modifiers are put on, but they've got the best available modules on. So hit points at tier 8. 18,600. So you're looking at getting, if you run survivability expert, you could be getting up to what, 22, maybe 21, in between 21,500 and 22, something like that, around that. It's pretty good. 19mm armor plating, so you've got to be careful because you will cop battleship armor piercing if you're angled wrong. The main battery is 5, so 5 times gun, so it's almost like a Fletcher setup. It's got the 2 at the front, the one sort of in the middle rear, and then the 2 at the back. But 139mm guns with a 7-second reload time. That's not very good. Now I think it's 139mm. You can buff that with the, or it might be the 137s. If it's 139mm, you could buff the firing rate with the basic firing training and get that down. If it's not if it's the 137s, then you're not going to be able to do it, so you'll be stuck with the 7-second reload time. You have 11.2 kilometers of range. They look like they'll be relatively floaty shells, 840 meters a second, and then 800 meters a second with armor piercing. So you're going to have to adjust your firing shots between high explosive and armor piercing. Maximum dispersion of 99 meters. Now remember, dispersion is wide, how wide the shells go from when you originally shot them. So they go along the horizontal plane, whereas the Sigma is the vertical plane. What else do we have? We have 180 degree turning time of 25.7 seconds. So not the quickest turning guns, but not too bad. You can work with that. It's not like the Russians that just don't turn at all. We have 3x3 550mm torpedo tubes, maximum damage of just under 15,000 hit points per torpedo. Now if we have a look at the ship in here, it looks like we have one centerline mounted torpedo tube, and this one here is on our port side, which means the other one must be over here on the starboard side. So therefore you're only going to be able to fire off 6 of these 9 torpedoes, and then you're going to have to turn around to fire the other one off. So it'll be almost like a Nicholas setup, Mahan setup, sorry, where you've got the one center line and 2, one on either side. So they're 60 knots torpedoes. They have a 9-kilometer range, so they're very usable, very usable. Reload time 90 seconds, minute and a half on reload time is pretty good. You can buff that with your torpedo reload skill with your commander and get that down even further. They turn at 7.2 seconds, so they turn relatively quick. Torpedo detectability is 1.3 kilometers, so 1.3 kilometers is very good. Not as stealthy as others, but 1.3 kilometers leaves a battleship no chance to move. And possibly some of the bigger, slower cruisers that aren't as agile. We're looking at AA. AA has nothing. There's damage per second 5, damage per second 7, damage per second 2. Yeah, the AA is pitiful, absolutely pitiful. So you're not even going to bother trying to use it. But this is what makes this ship ridiculous. Maximum speed of 43 knots. 43 knots in the water at tier 8. That is without a speed flag, and that is without the speed boost consumable running as well. So this ship is now going to be faster than the Khabarovsk, and the Khabarovsk is a fast ship. So this will be the fastest ship in the game. So its detectability, its surface detection is, where is it up here? I lost it. Okay. Here, surface detectability, 9.1. So you could probably get that down to, it is tier 8, so you'll be running the concealment module, you'll be running concealment captain skill, you'll probably get it down to 7.5 maybe that area, somewhere in the 7s. So you can stealth talk, but you're going to be almost like playing a Mars. Mars gets spotted from the sun, unfortunately. But the speed, you have a 4.3 rudder shift time, which is pretty usable. You can also get that down with the rudder shift module. It's just going to be so fast. It's going to be almost ridiculous to try and hit this thing. So yes, there's a lot of radar for tier 8 and 9 and 10. Tier 8s will play 90% of their games in tier 10. So this will be a get in, hit and run. This will be definitely a hit and run ship. But have a look at slot 4. Slot 4, main gun reload booster. Now this has been teased for a number of French ships. It looks like it's going to be a French consumable only. The Ori is going to be able to use it, and if they put it on the battleships, it'll be insane. What it does is it allows you for 10 seconds to reload the main battery to under 75 seconds. So 75% here, minus 75% of your reload battery time. Now if you're firing at 7 seconds and you're getting that down, this is just going to be able to pump out so many shots. So what you're going to do is you're going to speed in with the engine boost. Remember, this is French engine boost. This is long duration, really good engine boost. So that with a speed flag and engine boost running, you can probably hit the ship at 53 knots. Whether wargaming allows 53 knots to be the speed that it runs at, or whether they cap it and make it only go a certain speed, 50 knots maybe at the most, is yet to be seen. You're going to speed into where you can see, or where you believe an enemy destroyer is. Because you've got the speed boost going, you'll cover the distance from when a 5.8 destroyer sees you to your surface detection of round 7.5 very quickly. You're going to hit your main gun reload booster, and you're just going to absolutely wreck them with 139mm guns. Smash into the destroyer, launch off your torps if you have to, be so fast that where they can launch their torps all that they like, it's not going to hit you. I think the only ship that'll give this one any trouble will be the Khabarovsk, and that's because it gives everybody trouble. So, the thing I still can't get over with this ship is how fast it is going to be. It's incredible. Incredible how fast it'll be. If you can't hit the Khabarovsk now in tier 10 with the tier 10 ship, you are not going to hit the Terrible. It's just not going to work. If this ship isn't the last ship on a losing team still standing, then the captain of the destroyer has made a critical error. It is going to be, if you play, instead of playing the engine boost, what is it, it makes the module that makes your ship go 50% faster off a standstill. Okay, if you play rudder shift instead and you hit that engine boost, you're not going to get hit. There is no way you are going to get hit. You'll be out of range of anything before it can even come near. You'll play against Moskvas and Des Moines, and they'll fire at you, and where they fired, you're not even going to be there anymore. you are going to get undetected so quickly. Yes, you've still got the 20-second reload cooldown after you've fired your guns, but you can get out of range before anything can even get you. So, yeah, the only thing that I think is silly is that we have another Tier 8 premium destroyer. We have this one, there's the Lo Yang, there's the Kid, there's the Asashio. Now the reason I wouldn't buy this ship is because it's Tier 8. Tier 8 is a horrible, horrible tier. I would rather play Tier 5. Tier 5 against Tier 7s is so much better, especially if you play the Emile Bertin versus Tier 7 ships. But when you play Tier 8 and you play 90% of your games in Tier 10, it just ruins the game. Just ruins it. But this ship, I'm really keen to see how it goes. I probably won't buy it, but I'll be happy to see how it goes. And if anyone, when it does come out, buys it and has a really good game, please send me a replay. I'd love to see a replay. I'll put it up on my channel. So, this is now the fastest ship in the game. I guess that's one way to counter all the radar. You'll definitely counter aircraft. Anyway guys, that's my thoughts on the new Tier 8 French destroyer, Le Terrible, the Terrible. Thanks for joining me, and I'll catch you next time.